In the end, it took about 3 months to make the moment happen. Upon learning that his senior pastor, Reverend Lee, was starting a preaching team, my colleague Jose, who served as an associate pastor at the church, decided he would advocate for our gifted friend Nicole to have a spot on the team, with her permission. Because there was no history of women preaching in their church, it took time and effort to convince Reverend Lee to extend an invitation to Nicole. To that end, Jose and Reverend Lee debated the theological questions about women preaching, and Jose was intentional about establishing Nicole's preaching history and qualifications. Ultimately, Jose prevailed, and Nicole joined the team. When her time came to preach, Nicole would become the first woman to do so in their church's history. Eventually the day came, and Nicole stood up in the pulpit ready to preach. Before she started, however, Reverend Lee had something to say. Glancing down at his note cards, Reverend Lee began by laying out Nicole's preaching credentials, and then he prayed for her, saying, "God, we thank you so much for this time. What an awesome woman this is. Use Nicole powerfully and wonderfully to teach us." But he wasn't done. After vouching for Nicole's skills and gifting and praying over her sermon, Reverend Lee went one step further, talking about how he was personally looking forward to learning from Nicole's message. Following this, he turned to the congregation and said, "I know a woman preaching can be a point of contention, but I want to invite us to focus on the message that God has for all of us, as God uses both men and women to speak to his people and to teach his people." Let me tell you about the impact of Reverend Lee's introductory words that Sunday morning. At one level, what a blessing for Nicole to receive his affirmation before stepping into the pulpit for the first time. At another level, his exhortation to the community positioned them to receive Nicole's teaching well. Further, if congregants had concerns about a woman preaching, Reverend Lee's affirmation meant they would need to come to him and not Nicole if they felt the need to process their dissonant experience during the sermon.